glass goes on the ground, don't touch it. It will be very hot. It does not happen. We are not worried about it, but we like to say it. Today is the day, I'll go get it. That's it for the safety. This is Ash. They're going to be the lead glass blower. Let's give them a warm welcome on the chilly day. So they'll make the piece. We make vessels like those that you can see on the table there, different shapes and colors. My name's Alton. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to help Ash out. Well, thank you. Excuse me. And I'll answer any questions at any time. So during the demo, feel free if you've got something to shout it out or raise your hand, whatever you want. Usually takes around 15 minutes. So here we go. Ash has got a blowpipe. It's a hollow steel tube gathering clear glass out of the melting furnace. It melts the clear glass for us. We scoop it out like honey on a dipper onto the pipe, and now we've got material to work with. So that's clear, it's glowing, it's moving, it's drippy. Right? Moves kind of like honey. The furnace and the reheating chamber, the other fire on the stage, we'll use this one later. They're both running at about 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is right around 1,200 Celsius. So literally hotter than lava, fresh from the furnace. They're over there cooling it down with a block, which is a wet wooden spoon, and shaping it into what they'd like to blow a bubble into. When Ash is ready, they're going to blow in the mouthpiece, cap it with their thumb. The trap air gets hot and expands. The bubble usually happens fast, so everybody watch the glass. Ash has got air in the pipe. It's going to get hot, travel up the tube. It's small, I see it, and now it's expanding. Right? There's the bubble. Now we're hollow. That's going to be the inside of the vessel that we're making. And we could make something out of that as it is. We could blow it up the size of this jar. It could be any shape, a little bowl or a little vase, but about this big. If you try to stretch the bubble too far and it gets too thin, then it'll crack or collapse during the process. So to get around this big, we'll need more glass. Ash will gather out of the tank again, out of the furnace. I'll open it. You can feel it in the front, right? In the bottom of the furnace is a crucible, which is just a really big ceramic bowl. And it holds the puddle of glass. We filled it up last night. There's about 200 pounds in there right now. So right now Ash is waiting for the bubble to get cold. It looks significantly colder, right? It's not glowing. And it's not moving. We consider that cold. Right now, sounds cold. It's about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing will ever be below 1,000 while we're working on it. If it drops below that, it'll crack from cooling too quickly. So if I say it's cold while Ash is making this, it just means it's not moving. So they're going to come out with their final gather. This is a 2-gather piece. Some of the larger stuff in the galleries are 5 or 6 gathers to get the material you need for what you're making. So they just repeat that process until you're ready. We're going to add some color. Right now, Ash has got some crushed colored glass in a tray. It's white. And there's a couple other piles laid out. There's a gold and a red. So I know it's hard for you to see the white right now, but they're essentially just rolling through crushed glass, and it's sticking to the surface. They'll show you that now. So the white is crushed pretty fine. The crushed colored glass, the white's kind of like the size of salt. They're going to melt that in. That's our reheating chamber. So that was just a barrel of fire. There's no glass melting in the bottom of that one. So when Ash takes their bubble back out, it's just an empty barrel of heat. Anytime their piece is getting too cold to shake, they're going to stick it back in the fire, get it moving again, and then you can take the next step in the process. So just get it out constantly. Let's see what they want to layer on. It's the gold. The gold's a little chunkier than the white, kind of like sea salt you use while you're cooking, of course, sea salt. There's also a red laid out. We'll see if they want to layer that on. There's over 300 colors that we can purchase from the store, which is what we do. We don't make any of the raw materials. So the clear glass that we're melting in our furnace right now is from a company in the Czech Republic. There's a bunch of clear manufacturers around the world to supply glass blowers. So just in this studio alone, I've used American glass, Swedish glass, German, and Czech. We're just on Czech right now. The color is a different story. There's two main factories in Germany that make the color, supply the globe, and that's it. So they got a last roll through the red. The red is really bright. It's like a fire engine red, but you might notice when Ash is working it, it's gonna just kind of look like a dark brown or almost black due to the temperature. The clear doesn't look super clear when it's 2,000 degrees, neither do the colors. So it's actually this bright red. We have a color sample we made earlier, so hopefully it's less confusing, but it's gonna look dark while you see it on the pipe today. It won't look like this till tomorrow when it's finally cold. We're gonna put it in an oven to slowly cool it tonight. If we don't, it shatters, so I'll talk more about that later when we get there. The frit can come in a variety of sizes. It can come fine like powdered sugar and then range up into like half-inch chunks, and that'll just give you different size speckles and spots on your piece. Ash is using another block, so they used a smaller one earlier. I'm holding the biggest one that we have. Just turn through there to even the shape out. Blowing, make it a little bigger, a little thinner, like any other bubble. Then they're gonna go cool it down after a stretch. If you want it to stretch, gravity works. Now cool it. So that's a steel top table, making the glass colder where it's touching and it's hotter where it's not. When you blow, it inflates where it's hotter. So up here will get thinner where it's hotter, down here will stay thicker where it's colder. That's the bottom where it's gonna sit on the table. So we want it thicker there. It's really important. If it gets too thin at the bottom, it's gonna break at the end of the process. So we always need to protect that area of the bubble a bit. So they're getting a little bit more heat and movement. I'll be ready to blow. Got my handy dandy little puffer tool. I could lean down and blow in the pipe for my body, but I like to use this one when I narrate, because I can talk and blow at the same time. Or stretching. Oh, I forgot to bring the newspaper down. Squeezing. Not really squeezing, actually, just pushing the bubble around. I'm going to add some air. So yeah, the little tool Ash is using right now is just a pad of wet Seattle Times newspaper. We need to fold up another one, and I forgot the rest of it upstairs, but we'll get it later. Right now, carving in a line up top. These blades are called the jacks. Ash just set up the jack line. That's gonna let us break it off the pipe. And yeah, it's just wet newspaper. That's all this is. So we can touch pretty much with our hands. The closest you'll get. A little more heat and a little more stretch. If you want it to stretch a little quicker, you can swing it, give it some momentum, flip it, back into the bench. And I only blowing lightly. I only blow when they ask me to. Off. And it's generally real soft, steady pressure. Okay. And back to the heat. So our studio is running on natural gas and forced air. Everything's got a blower to get it up to temperature. Could be propane. Everything's made electric these days as well, but we're plugged into our city's natural gas line. This reheating chamber, we turn it on and off as we work, so we'll turn it off tonight. Tomorrow we'll come in, light it up. Takes about an hour to get hot enough to make stuff. The melting furnace with the clear glass in it, well, it always needs to melt the glass, so it's always on. Once we heat it up, it's on 24 hours a day, months to years at a time. Ash told me they're going to start working on the bottom. It's like a little shape change real quick, squeeze with the jacks, give it a little foot. Some detailing. Capping, pressing the bottom with the dry wooden paddle. Sometimes we just cap the pipe. We don't want it expanding, but we also don't want it to kind of over collapse. We'll just cap it. It's the right move. Alright, bottom's done. Ash wants to work on the top, so I need to make them the punty. P-U-N-T-Y, the punty, is the pipe we'll transfer it onto. We need to flip it 180 degrees. So they can work on the top. So I've got a solid steel pipe, smaller than the blowpipe, a little bit of glass on it, shaping it into a dome, kind of like a Q-tip sort of shape. Once it's ready, I'll give it to Ash. They're going to stick it on the bottom, break it off the blowpipe, and I'll catch it on this one if we do it right. Now, if either one of us is too cold, it won't stick. The piece will hit the floor, ending the demo early. So, big round of applause if it works. Same thing if it doesn't. Here we go. A little water to add stress. Tap the pipe. And now it's over here. Nicely done. So it worked. That doesn't always work. My first couple of years, people break a little more than they make, generally, during the transfer. And that's okay. That's how you learn. You can't learn how to do any of this without breaking a bunch of glass. If you start doing this stuff, just accept it. Embrace it, right?